Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Afghanistan's Taliban rulers say they are preparing to unveil their new government as the economy is on the edge of collapse more than 2 weeks after the militia's capture of Kabul. The Taliban have promised to allow safe passage out of the country for any foreigners or Afghans left behind, but with Kabul airport still closed, many were seeking to flee over land to neighbouring countries.
Provide safe passage and freedom of movement.
In a joint press conference, Qatar's foreign minister said his country was talking with the Taliban and working with Turkey to help restart operations at Kabul airport. British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab added he would work to secure safe passage through third countries for people who want to leave Afghanistan. Meanwhile, South Africa has said it is unable to take in refugees from Afghanistan. The government said it had been requested to accommodate refugees who were in Pakistan and other countries, but it was not in a position to accept them. In a statement, the South African Department of International Relations said that the refugees will be best served by remaining in Pakistan, their first country of arrival. Some other African countries, including Rwanda and Uganda, have agreed to host Afghan refugees as they wait to be resettled in other countries. Firefighters are working in Spain to retrieve dozens of cars trapped in flash floods that brought part of the country to a standstill. An intense storm on Wednesday wreaked havoc, leaving thousands of people without electricity and forcing the closure of some roads and rail links. The storm hit especially hard in the region of Catalonia. Emergency personnel rescued dozens of people trapped in vehicles, houses and camping facilities in the region. Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez tweeted that he stood in solidarity with affected areas while urging people to be extremely cautious and follow emergency services advice. Egypt says it plans to produce more than 1 billion doses of China's Sinovac COVID vaccine in a year. Health Minister Hala Zayed told reporters that under a deal with the Chinese firm, a factory in the capital Cairo would make more than 200 million doses a year for the local needs. Another factory will produce 5 times as many for export, mainly to African countries. So far, only 7.5 million people in Egypt, out of a population of more than 100 million, have received at least one dose. The Colombian Navy has seized 1.8 tons of cocaine being transported on board a semi-submersible vessel in the South Pacific. The operation prevented the trafficking and consumption of more than 44.5 million doses of cocaine in neighbouring countries, valued at $60 million. This last month, the Colombian Navy has intercepted more than $200 million worth in merchandise belonging to a FARC dissident group, with the seizure of more than 5.8 tons of narcotics, 3 semi-submersible naval devices and 3 speedboats. And finally, a surprise marriage proposal on the track at the Tokyo Paralympic Games.
I think there's a marriage proposal as well. Oh, really? This is fantastic.
Cape Verde's Quayla Nadrea Pereiro Semedo had just run her 200 metres heat when her guide dropped down to one knee and popped the question.
De Vega has just proposed, and she said yes by the looks of things.
Her competitors from the heat and their guides congratulated the pair as she accepted the proposal.
I've never commentated on a...
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.